Hello friends, my name is Shashank and welcome back to my channel. And today in this video I'm going to show you how to create a Power BI dashboard which looks like this, and it is really super easy to create, and in just half an hour I will just explain how to do it step by step. And just let me show you how this dashboard works. If I click on this one, it will just show me the data of that specific country. I hover of that country, it will display me the country name, sum of sales and sum of profit has been made under that country. If I go to this tab, I will just slide the dates, and it will turn the data and change the data based on the dates selected. If I go to the segment, I select enterprise, it will just display me the data under that segment only. And if I just go to the specific month, it will display me data for that specific month only, for that specific segment and for that specific country. If I click on the country again, it will just reset the visual and just display me the data for the all countries. If I just uncheck it, it will display me the data for all the segments. If I uncheck it, it will display the data for all the month, right? So if I select all the slicer and I want to reset all the slicer in a one click, I will go to this one, I will press Ctrl and press hit your button, and it will reset all the slicers to their original state. So let us understand how to create this Power BI dashboard within a half an hour. Thank you so much. So first of all, you should have Power BI Desktop installed in your PC, which you can just download from the Microsoft Power BI Desktop website, which is a free software. So this is one of the best software in the market, which can help you to analyze and visualize your data, big data I can say, right? And you can connect multiple sources and just present your data in the best possible way and tell a story about your data to the management, right? So first of all, if you have the Power BI Desktop installed, just open your Power BI Desktop, and this is what it will look like as the first screen, right? So first thing first, which we have to understand is how to connect data in the Power BI. So there are multiple ways to connect data. The first one, the most easiest and the most common way is to connect the Excel workbook, or if you have a CSV file, you can also do that. So for this, I'm going to just go to the get data option and then go to the Excel workbook, and then you can connect the Excel file which is available in your desktop, right? So for this, we are using the financial sample website Excel sheet to connect with the Power BI. Just open it, and the moment you open it, it will display a new window. This will give you three options to what you want to do with the data. First will be the load option, second is the transform data, and third is the cancel, in case if you want to cancel your data or you don't want to upload that data. So the moment you click check on this sheet or the table, it will display on the right hand side, and you can see what are the columns and rows we have, and it will display only the minimum rows, not the all data it will display. This is just to preview the data, what kind of columns and what kind of data we have in this table. So there is one option which is load. If you press load, it will directly load the data in the Power BI, but if you press transform data, it will take you to the Power Query, where you can format your data. You can just remove the unwanted numbers, or if you want to remove the blank values, you want to change values, you want to change the formatting of numbers, or you want to add new columns, you can do all of these things under the transform data tab. So click transform, and it will take you to the Power Query. So when you open your data in the Power Query, it will display all the columns and rows in the Power Query, and then you can make changes in that. So first of all, I will go to the column 1, which is a segment, and I will change the formatting of the text values here, and I will transform them into the uppercase, right? So for that, you can just select the column and then go to the right formatting tab, and then you can change them. So for example, if I want to change the text value to the uppercase, I will select the column, I will go to the format tab, and then I will select uppercase, and it will transform all the values to the uppercase, and it will also add it as a step here. And in case you are not satisfied with the step which you have just followed, you can just simply delete it, and it will just make it in the original form. So again, you can go to the format and then change it to the uppercase, right? So this is the one thing which you can do. And now we have the units sold. I don't want the units sold in the decimal form. I want to convert it into a whole number. So I will just select the column, and I will just go to the data type, just select it and go to the whole number. It will display me the value as the whole numbers. right? This is the second thing, and it has added as a step in that also, right? And lastly I will go to the product type, which is the so this is the product type. So as per the company, they have discontinued this Montana product, so we don't want to display Montana in our Power BI visual, so that to avoid any confusion, so I will just uncheck it and it will be removed from the final version of the data set which we will have in the Power BI, right? So now we have all the steps saved here, and then we can just go to the home tab, close and apply, and the moment you hit close and apply, it will apply all those changes in the data set, and that data set, the table, will be displayed at the right hand side under the fields tab, right? So now you can use those data sets or the tables to create visuals in your Power BI desktop, right? So let us see how to use the data to create visuals in your Power BI. So the first thing which I want to do is to create a profit country wise, and that can be done best way is to use the map. So there are multiple options, the field map and this map. So we are using this map visual here to create a visual which will represent the profit country wise, right? So first of all, I want to add location. So location can be taken from the country, just drag it in the location field, and then next I want to add the bubble size. So bubble size will display the number of sales has been made or the profit has been made in each country, and based on the number of profit, the bubble size will increase and decrease automatically, right? So I will go to the sales, right, and I will put it in the bubble size. So there are multiple ways when you put any calculated any value which has numbers, any column which has numbers. So you will see, if you go to the drop down, it will ask you which type of calculation you want to do here. If you want to just count the rows, if you want to show the average, or if you want to minimum, maximum, or count distinct values, that can all be done in this field as here, right? So now we have bubble size, we have the country name as well. So now if you want to add legend will display the category, or if you want to see the category wise profit, that can also be done in this map. So for the sake of just simplicity of the dashboard, I will just hover over that sit country, and it will display me the sum of sales, as country is Canada and sum of sale is this. And if I go to this, the country is United States and the sum of sales is this. But I don't want to see the sum of sales in this decimal number. I want to see it in dollars. So I will just go to the sales column, right? I will just uncheck the visual, and then I will select sales column, and then you will see that you have the formatting option here, and I will just select the dollar function here, right? And then I will go to the journal, it should be dollar, right? And then I will go to the decimal, I want to change it to the 0, right? I don't want to see decimal values. Now if I hover over that, I will see the values are in dollars. So that is the one way which you can use to format, or if you want to format, you can just simply do it that in the Power Query itself. So we have the first visual here, this country name and the profit, or you can say the sum of sales we have made. If you want to display the profit as well, you can drag the one more column values in the same bubble size field, and then you will see the number of profit as well in that, right? So if you want to see the profit, you can use the tooltips, and then you can just drag the profit and put it in a tooltip. So now you will see two values when I hover over each country. So now we have the sum of sales and we have sum of profit. So again, if you want to convert the profit into dollars, just select, uncheck it, go to the profit field, just change it to the currency as dollar, and remove the decimal values to 0, right? Yeah. So we have the decimal values reduced to 0. So now if I go back to this, you will see we have sum of sales and the sum of profit country wise. So that is the first visual which we have just covered here. Next, I want to display the profit made by each country month on month. So for that I will create the clustered column chart. Click here and drag it to this level, make it the same size which we have on the other visual, right? And then on the x-axis I want to put month. So if you see, we have the month. If we don't have the month, we can create month as well. So we have month name. Just drag it on the x-axis, and on the y-axis I want to display the profit made by each month. So I will go to the profit, right? So this is the profit field, put it in a y-axis, and now we have the month wise profit made, right? So if you want to change, if you don't want to use the month name, because it will create confusion, because it will always sort the X's based on the alphabetical order, or based on the ascending or descending, or on the number of sales made by profit made by each month. So I will remove this month name, and I will go to the date column, and I will put the date column in the x-axis. So what date column does is it creates a hierarchy which gives you multiple options to customize your visual according to you. So I don't want to use day, right? I will remove that. I just want month and the year. So I will remove the quarter as well. So now I have the month and the year, and now it can be sorted based on the ascending order from the year to year, right? So from 2013 September to 2014 December, we have this graph which is up and down, right? So this is the chart, clustered column chart. So now I want to change the colors based on the highest value as well. So I can do that also in the formatting tab, but before that I want to display the values on these columns. So I will go to this tab, format your visual, and then we have this data labels. Turn the data labels on, and then you have the visuals and the labels on the columns, right? And if you want to turn that graph into some other chart, you can just simply select that chart and turn it into a line chart. So now we have a line chart here which display the month on month and the you can say the values of each under each month, right? So you can format this chart as well. Just go to the format tab, and then we have this markers. Turn on the markers, and it will just create markers on each month, so that you know where is the month ending and month starting, and then you can just hover over that, and the values will be displayed under each month, right? So this is the month on month comparison between the profit made. So you can drag it and adjust it according to your requirement, right? So that is the second visual. Okay, so now I want to create another visual which will give me the product wise number of sales made. So I will create another visual. I will go to the clustered column chart. So clustered column charts can be used to display multiple categories under the same section, and then you can just compare it with the different sections here, right? So I will just drag it, right, and then I will go to the x-axis, and I will put product name under the x-axis. So put product name, and then go to the sales made. So number of sales made, just drag it in the y-axis, and now you will see we have the product wise, and we have the number of sales made under each value, right? So but I don't want to display it like this. I want to create under each country how products are performing. I want to see that. So I will just go to the country name as well, and I will put the country name above the product. So now you will see that under each country you can see that we have these bars which can just categorize that. Under Canada we have this different products, how they are performing. Under France you can compare that with the Canada, and then Germany. But if you want to again change that, how do you want to look see the visual, you can just remove the country from here. You can put the country under the legend as well, and then it will create a different visual. And you can see over the legend you have country, and under each country you have different products, and under each product you have different countries, right? So that is the one way to do. And if you don't want to see in this way, you can remove country and product from here, put country under the x-axis, and then put the products under the legend. So I will go to the products. Where are the products? So this is a product. I will put it in a legend. So now you can see under each country we have different products and how they are performing. So you can see, you can compare color to color, right? Because this color is the Paseo, so you can see how the comparison can be done between the different products under each country. So again, I will go to the format visual, I will turn on the data labels, and then you can see and compare that how products are performing under different country. So these are the three very easy visuals which you can create in your dashboard, right? And then in the top we will add few things, so to make it a perfect look, that how a dashboard should look like. So just go to the insert tab. You have two options: either you can use a text box to create a header, or you can use a shape and then use that shape to create a header for the dashboard. So I will use this shape and I will resize it, right, to fit as per my requirement here, right? So this is it. So I want to add the text here. I will go to the style and then I will turn on the text, and then you have the option to add text here. So I want to show product analysis, right? So that's it. I want to increase the size of it, so I will just increase the site product analysis, right? That's it. If you want to add something else, you can do that as well. So I want to add one more option here. So that is the I want to add a slicer here, right? So how do I add slicer? So let us see. So I will reduce the size of the visuals a bit to the right side, and also will make some space to add a slicer here, so that our visuals and slicer can be adjusted in the same screen, right? So the first slicer which I want to add is the date slicer. So how to add a date slicer? So first of all, just go to this slicer tab, click it, and then go to the date, drag on the field. So now you will see you have this date slicer, which will help you to filter data based on the dates which you select. So let us see, if I want to just drag the data to 2014, it will change the values just for that specific time period, right? So another, I want to just see the month on month, or if you want to just see the country wise comparison, and you don't want to show the whole comparison in each thing, you can also create another slicer. Just go to the slicer and just drag the country tab in this, right? And then you will see that all the countries are listed here. So if you don't want to use that as well, you can just go to the segment, and then you can use segment as your filter or as your slicer, right, which you can use to filter data. If I select enterprise, then you will see only the data which represent or related to the enterprise that will be displayed here, right? Just uncheck it, and you can format the slicers as well. Just click the slicer, go to the format slicer settings, and then you have the options to choose what kind of slicer you want. If you want a vertical, all the values will be displayed automatically here. If you want horizontal, then it will be horizontal, right? Now go to the selection, and then you have the options to use multiple selection or single selection. If you want a single selection, turn it on and it will turn it to a radio button. But if you want multiple selection, just turn it off, and then you have a multiple selection, right? And then you have the values. If you want to change the values, font, color, and everything, that can be done here as well. Then go to the slicer, go to journal, and then you can change the colors, background, effect, headers, everything can be done for these visuals here, right? So this is about slicers, right? And slicer also give you the option to choose it as a list or as a drop down. In the latest version, this option has been moved to the slicer settings, but I'm using the older version, so you have the option, either you want a list or you want a drop down. So if you want a drop down, you can just select on the drop down, and it will turn it to a drop down. It helps you to save some space if you have a space constraints, right? But if you don't have space constraints, you can just simply use it as a list for the ease of using it. So now next slicer I want is the month name. If I just want to select only for a specific month, that can also be done from here. Just create a new slicer, put a month name in the field, and then you have the months here. So I will just select November, and it will turn the whole data into that specific month, and will also change all the values in every visual. If I go to the October, it will turn it to October, and if I want to add another filter into that is the government, it will turn it into a specific to the government in the month of October. So this is how you can use these slicers to filter out or drill down your data more specifically to a particular category or particular month. So now let's do some formatting and just let us make it look presentable. So for that I will go to the view, and then I will turn on the grid line so that you know that how you are adjusting your visuals so that they all are in this symmetry, right? So for that I will just go to this visual, I will go to the format, and then I will turn on the I will go to the effects tab, and then I will turn the visual borders on, and then under the visual borders you have the option to make the sides a little bit curved. So you can see that now you have this kind of visual here, and I will just again select it. I will go to the general tab, and then under the title you have the options to use it, change it, increase the size, increase the background color, anything which you want to do, you can do that, right? If you don't have the background color, you can do that by selecting any color from here. Let us say I want to use the blue color, so it will be turned into blue. And then if you want to change the text of the header, you can do that from here. You just select white, right? If you want to add some space, you can also do that, right? To make it look like more presentable, right? And then you have the properties. Properties helps you to adjust the size and position of the visual, right? So that can also be done from here, right? And then we have the data labels. If you want to go to the data labels, and you will see you have multiple options where you want to display the values, how you want to display the values. If you want to just show the values in 1000, that can also be done. If you want to display values in millions only, that can also be done, right? So now we have used the title option here to change the background color and the text color, right? So if you don't want visual borders, you can turn them on. Header icons, tooltips, alt text, all these things are here. So okay, so if you want to use the same formatting into a different visual, you can just select that visual, go to the home tab, format painter, and paste it on the other visual. So it will also turn this other visual in the same formatting, and that helps you to save time if you have multiple visuals and you want to keep a consistency in all the visuals. So again, I will just select this format painter, and I will turn this one also into the same formatting, right? And now I want to create the visual borders for these slicers here. Create a little bit of space, just go here and then go to the slicer settings, the general settings, go to the effects tab and turn the visual borders on, and I will follow the same thing here as well. I will take it to the 6 to give it a little bit curved edges. So I will just select this format painter and format this well as well, format painter, and format the date slicer as well, right? So now I want to adjust the size of these visuals so they are all in sync with each other, right? So reduce the size a bit. I want to reduce the size here, reduce it here, and take it here and increase the size of date here. So now we have 3 slicer, one is date, one is segment, and one is month name. So if you want to make some formatting here as well, you can select the this tab, go to the effects, go to the title, turn the titles on, right? And then you want to add some text in the title, that you can do. But in this tab, if you want to add the title, then you have to turn off the slicer header, because it will just do the same thing for you as well, right? So now you have the slicer header, right? That comes automatically when you put a header in the value in the slicer. I will turn the slicer header on. I will go to the journal tab, I will turn on the title, and I will put the month slicer. Okay, so now you have a title here. You want to add a background, you can just do the same thing which we did with the other visuals, and then you can change the formatting here, and then you have the month slicer here. So now you want to do the same thing. You can just select this format painter, go to this, format painter, and so now you don't have the title here, so you have to add the title first. So to see the formatting, I will go to the title and I will add segment slicer. Okay, so now you have the three slicers, three visuals, right? And then I will uncheck it. Now you have the same visual. I will uncheck the mid market as well, and then I will go back to the complete date range, and then here we have the three visuals, which gives you a bit of understanding how your data is being stored and what information you can collect out of your dashboard. So this is as simple as that, right? And if you want to just keep a consistency of colors and everything, you can go to the view tab, and then you can select a theme, right? What kind of theme you want to use in your visuals, and it will turn the whole dashboard into something new, right? So keep a simple one which is easy to visualize and see, and it doesn't just hurt the user's eyes, right? The color should be very calm, not the very bright and everything. So now you have three visuals, sum of profit by year and month, some of this and some of the sales product, and then you have three slices. So the best thing about the Power BI is you can also export the report and send it to your management or to your boss as a PDF, right? So I will go to the file, and then you have this option to export, and then export to PDF, right? So when you export to PDF, you will see that whole report will be saved as a PDF, and then you can just attach it in your mail and send it to your report. So now in just a very small amount of time, we have created this beautiful dashboard, which is easy to understand, easy to visualize, easy to intercept, and easy to explain as well, right? So one thing more, there is one option also. If you have multiple reports, and the reports or the visuals are going beyond your canvas, you can also use paginated reports, right, to create to export as a PDF, which covers all the data which is going beyond your canvas into a one report. So that is called paginated report under the insert tab, right? So this is the one thing. And at last, the bonus tip which I want to give you is to add a button, right, that will reset all the slicers in a single click. So how to do that? Just go to the insert tab, add a button, and then you have this option reset, right? Use that reset button, place it anywhere where you want. Let us say if you want to put it here, right? And then you have to add an action. So click that button, go to the format, and then go to the action, turn the action on, and it will ask what kind of action you want. So you can just go to the so I think I don't have that option in this version, so I will just let me just show you how to do that. So first of all, you have added this button, right? And then you have to go to the you have to remove all the slicers from the screen, and then you can just go to the view tab, go to the bookmark, right? And then you have to add one bookmark. So I call it clear slicers, right? So now what it will do, it will return your visuals to the original state in which you created that bookmark. So I want to add this bookmark into this button as an action. So I will just go to the action tab, I will take it as a bookmark, and then I will add which bookmark I want to add, and that is the clear slicers. Now I have the bookmark here. So if I say I change the slicer to enterprise, and now if I press Control and press this, it will take the visuals to their original state where there was no slicers added. Even if I just change date range, I add December, I add mid-market, I add November, so all these visuals has been added here. And I want to reset the whole dashboard. I will just go to this button, press Control and then click it. It will take me to the original state of the dashboard, and that is called the bookmarking. That is really handy when you have to save some time or save some space to show and hide different visuals. So this is it from my side, and I hope that you loved this video and you will be able to create your own dashboard with these simple steps to follow. And if that, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel for more videos on Power BI, Excel and book reviews. Thank you so much.